Final topic, my Malkin's moments. I have a couple great Malkin's moments for you. It almost feels like deja vu because Sports Illustrated, the cover of Sports Illustrated, the most recent edition, had LeBron, the chosen one, and his two sons, Bronny and Bryce, alongside him as the chosen ones. So you had LeBron James and his son Bryson Bronny Jr. on the cover of Sports Illustrated on the latest edition. I just think it's worthy of a Malkin's moment because the fact that a whole generation later, past LeBron, and yet he's still a fantastic player. He's still on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now his sons are starting to emerge and burst onto the scene, and I think both of them have tremendous promise. We're already seeing from Bronny how he's been able to play. I think Bryce is looking like he's got some bounce to him. He's looking like he might become a pretty good basketball player as well. So it's just such a heartwarming moment to see the three of them on the cover of Sports Illustrated, of course, after that famous show, The Chosen One, with LeBron several years ago. Now to fast forward in what feels like for a new generation of basketball players with his sons to be on the cover with him is very special, very special. Shifting to tennis, women's tennis in particular, Danielle Collins defeated Naomi Osaka in the first round of the U.S. Open last night. She won 7-6, 6-3. And again, she's upsetting a woman in Naomi Osaka who's won the U.S. Open 2 times. Now, I'm hesitant to say upset because Osaka hasn't been playing a lot of tennis. She didn't come into the tournament ranked, whereas Danielle Collins was ranked number 19. But as far as experience in this stage, Osaka has a lot more experience than Danielle Collins. But the reason why I'm shouting out Danielle Collins is because she picked up her first ever win in Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's where she played Naomi Osaka, that's who she beat. Again, this is a stadium. It's the largest tennis stadium, I believe, in the United States. It can seat about 20,000 fans. It's a tremendous atmosphere. Of course, named after the legendary African-American tennis player Arthur Ashe and what he meant, of course. And so this is just a major moment for Danielle Collins, and she's been close in previous tournaments. We remember the Australian Open a couple of years ago. She lost to Ash Barty in the final, but Danielle Collins is another American woman who's playing at an extremely high level, very powerful player, and just wanted to give her a shout out for winning on that big stage, because until you actually play, it's one thing to play on court 10 or court 12, where maybe you only have a couple hundred people watching, versus you're in Arthur Ashe. That is the preeminent stadium in the United States. And to win that against Naomi Osaka, even if it's just the first round, it's certainly worthy of a Malkin's moment. Couple more for you. So the Dodgers, I talked about them. They became the first team in the majors in the MLB to reach 90 wins on the season. They're 90-38 right now. Since June 29th, they've gone 45-10. It's been just an unbelievable streak, and the consistency that they've displayed has been sensational. Not to mention, it seems like everything is going right for them. Their prospect, their number 13 prospect, James Outman, has hit for the cycle now twice in the last 4 games. He did it again yesterday against the New York Mets, and the Dodgers' 4-3 win. And it's just, again, their ability. I've talked about their farm system before. The fact that they can keep calling up different prospects and they're all producing. They keep churning out productive players, elite players, both field players and pitchers. Everyone seems to be just kind of, as long as you're tangentially related to someone with the Dodgers and you're a baseball prospect, things end up going well for you. And shout out to them, the first team to 90 wins so far this year. Switching to the Houston Astros, sticking with baseball, though. Their pitcher, Framber Valdez, actually set an MLB record with 22 straight quality starts for the Astros lefty, which apparently is the longest streak by a southpaw in the history of the MLB. And of course, the Astros right now have the second best record in the majors, just behind the Dodgers and one game up over the New York Mets, but they've got the best record in the American League. And staying with the American League, big shout out to Aaron Judge. He hit his 50th and 51st home runs of the year. Came in a 2 home run game effort for him in the Yankees' 7-4 win over the Los Angeles Angels last night. He joined Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle as the only players in New York Yankees history to ever have multiple 50 home run seasons. Aaron Judge has been on a tear. He's got a strong argument to be the AL MVP. And he also became just the second player in AL history to hit 50 homers before the month of September. Again, even amidst the hitting slump and the losing streak sustained by the Yankees, Aaron Judge has been consistent. And big shout out to him for what he's accomplishing individually with the Yankees this season. He's been betting on himself. He didn't want to sign a max contract last season because he felt he could command more money. He took a chance on himself. He was betting on himself. And so far, he's probably doubled, if not tripled, the value and the contract that he was going to be getting, because this is perhaps a great omen of things to come for Aaron Judge. So shout out to him. That's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe, J-O, with Jonah Malkin on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at morning_Joe_ or at Jonah_Malkin. JMalk97 on Instagram and Jonah Malkin on TikTok. Thank you so much. And as always, have a lovely rest of your morning.